Hey man, welcome back to Man Time. Today's episode, we are putting down the flooring for the second floor or the mezzanine of the Barndo here. Let's get after it. Welcome to Man Time. So on today's episode, we are putting down the flooring. This is 3/4 inch tongue and groove flooring plywood. And what makes this unique is that it is a 2-foot span. They make some particle board type, but it is much thicker. It's like 1.5 inches. Where this stuff is 3/4 inch and I can actually move it around, by hand. And we're starting off in this corner. This is going to be above the living room area in the Barndo. But I've started off here. I've got my first piece cut. I did have to cut around this piece of I-beam here, and to do that I just used a reciprocating saw, and I got that pretty well flush. I've also got foam inlays along the edges there to seal it in, up against the wall. But we are ready to start screwing down our first piece and then come in with our second piece. Now the big thing is with a lot of these that were in the opened bundle of lumber, they have a bow to them. So this one has a bow that comes up and this one has a bow that comes down. I'm gonna have to change that. As I was going through and doing this, I realized it is not a good idea to have opposite curved pieces trying to mate up together. So I'm starting off with the tongue part facing the wall here, and the groove part facing this way. That way when I'm banging them together, I'll show you that process here as soon as I get this one screwed down, and probably have to end up flipping this one over and rotating it around, so they're all kind of doing the same thing, right? Okay, let's see here. Good news is this one here is gonna have, yeah, it's supposed to be flipped over anyway, so good deal there. Okay, let's get going here. The one thing is, you want to make sure you're in the center of this thing. So these purlins are just about 2.5, just right about 2.5. So I've got a mark here at 1.25, and I want to actually come in from this side here and measure, 1.25, and then make sure it's the same on this side. 1.25, and it is. So I am ready to start screwing it down. So it is straight along here, and the gap against the tin there is minimal to where I can actually get the foam in there after the fact. So let's go ahead and start screwing it in now. For these screws, I went ahead and got, they are 410 stainless steel truss head sheet metal self-tapping screws. They're number 10s, and they're 1.5 inches. They're Marysino, Marysino. So these are off of Amazon. They came in a 300 count. They are a Phillips head, and we're going to see how they work here right now. Very nice. Okay, and that's to get that kind of flush, flush against the wood here, so I'm not tripping over a bunch of hex heads, And then going along the edge of it here, in order to secure the flooring, you want every 6 inches along the edge where it's only halfway on, and then every 12 inches along the other purlins. So just a note there. So in order to get every 6 inches, we'll just lay a tape measure down and have it spanned across here. And one more thing I did before I started this, I've got yellow marks where each of the center of these purlins are marked onto the tin here. And what I'm going to do there, I'll show you a pretty nifty trick to keep these aligned as we're going here. But let me get these buttoned up along the 6-inch, every 6 inches, and then we'll move on to this next section of it here. Okay, well, that one rounded over. What is that? Run into a hard spot here. Spot here. Doesn't seem to be drilling very well. From what I can tell, this is the part that most people are going to struggle with the most, which is going to be getting the tongue and groove actually connected there. And from what I've seen, there's no real easy way to do it. I've seen many videos of people struggling online to get this process done. And the main reason for that is, you know, they just aren't all made the same. I.e., the ones that have come unbundled, you know, from the unbundled rack at the hardware store. And then the actual tongue part here, not mating up exactly perfect. Okay. Alright, that looks pretty good. But yeah, the method to get these connected at the tongue and groove, the best is just with brute force. So I need to kind of be pushing down on this side so it's even with this board, and then just bang the hell out of it, basically. Well, it's looking like a pretty made up there. Oh wow. We have a really nice made up here. Okay, maybe a little bit more on this side. Oh yeah. Yeah, we're fully made it up here. Yeah, this looks good. I'm a little long on this one versus this one. Let's see what that looks like back here. Yeah, same deal. But it does look, I mean, it does look acceptable. I would be more worried if it was a little longer this way. Yeah, this is working right up against the ceiling along this edge here. Right where the sun's hitting first thing in the morning. That's why I want to get this started first thing. It is still 90 degrees every day, you know, down here in Texas. So I would like it pushed a little bit this way at this point. I don't know if that's possible without doing something, you know, I don't know. Just don't think it's possible. So let's get this one screwed down. Man, is that acceptable? I don't know. No, it's probably not. Make it perfect. Learn from our mistakes. So here is what I'm doing to make sure that my screws all align with the purling. So before I put any of this wood down, I went through and I marked, you know, where that purling's coming up center line here. And there's two different ways that I can think of that you can do it. One of them is to put a magnet, you know, right in line with that, and then use your string to then come in, wrap around the magnet, tie that off. The other way you can do it is to put a screw in and just start it to where you've got threads sticking up. Wrap your string around that. Either way is going to be good there. But then on the other end of the purling, this comes in real handy. Just snap it down right there and attach your string to the magnet on the other side. And then you'll have a straight string line for where your purling is on center beneath the wood. So, okay. Oh yeah, one more pro tip. Knee pads. I started off with the cheapest knee pads that I could find on, actually at Harbor Freight. I just went down there, grabbed they're a black plasticky. I mean, they are very plasticky, and that's the problem. After I got done the first day doing this, I had imprints in my knees, both of them, and both knees hurt. These Klein Tool ones are very good. Not only is the front part of it here a little bit more rubbery and forgiving and has some actual cushion in it, but it also has gel cushioning behind that. So very good knee pads. Okay, let's continue on. All right, man. Last thing before I absolutely fall out here, I am using the like screw halfway in and the string to get my straight lines to get on, you know, each one of the purlings. I am finding out though that I'm having to pre-drill a lot of these screws. These screws are not great. Stainless though they are, not great. Cheap as all get out though, so that's good. But it is getting to be at least 100 up here. It feels like a sauna. So I am going to call it quits for the day. But I've got a good full row. I even butted up against this piece of I-beam over here and got that all good. But that's going to do it for today on Man Time. Why don't you get out there, have some man time too.